If you're planning a first-time trip to Italy, this is the itinerary you're going to want to steal. With 20 unique and different regions, it can be hard to narrow down which stops to put on your 10-day trip. I've been visiting Italy for over a decade, so don't worry if you're new to the planning process. I am going to walk you through each day, city by city, with all of the tips, tricks, and insider advice that you need. By the end of this video, you will feel totally confident and excited to book the Italy trip of your dreams. Are you ready? Let's get started. Your Italian adventure begins in Rome, the Eternal City. Now, when most people think of Italy, their minds immediately wander to Rome, and it's easy to see why. When you arrive at Fiumicino Airport, take the express train, the airport shuttle, or a taxi to the city center. On your first day in Italy, keep it light and relaxed. Now, if you're like me, you're going to be tired from the long flight. I recommend just getting a lay of the land and soaking in the charm of the city at your own pace. Start off by taking a leisurely stroll to see the Spanish Steps and enjoy the energy of this iconic spot. Next, head just a few minutes walk away and throw a coin in the Trevi Fountain to ensure that you will return to Rome. For dinner, cross the River Tiber and explore Trastevere, one of the most charming neighborhoods in Rome. Wander the cobblestone streets and enjoy dinner at a local trattoria. This is a great way to ease into your Roman adventure. You are going to begin day 2 in Italy by exploring the Colosseum. Now, I highly recommend booking online in advance in order to skip the lines. I also suggest taking a guided tour so you can learn the incredible history of gladiator games and Roman engineering at the Colosseum. After you are done, head right next door to the Colosseum and explore the impressive Roman Forum. From Senate houses to public squares, this was the heart of ancient Rome. Walk among the ruins and then climb Palatine Hill for breathtaking views of the Forum and the city. Now, keep in mind, every Colosseum ticket also includes entrance to the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill, so make sure to get your money's worth. After you're done exploring this impressive complex, walk a short 10-minute walk, which will bring you to the impressive Altar of the Fatherland. Take in the views here and then continue walking until you get to your next stop, which is the Pantheon. The Pantheon is one of the best preserved buildings of ancient Rome. Marvel at its massive dome and learn about its transformation from a pagan temple to a church. Just a short 4-minute walk from the Pantheon is Piazza Navona, a vibrant square with stunning fountains, street performers, and cafes. End day 2 with dinner in the Central Historical District. Day 3 is going to blow your mind, and today we are going to explore Vatican City, which is the smallest country in the world. I strongly recommend starting the morning off by visiting the Vatican Museums and the Sistine Chapel. It is essential to book online in advance for the Vatican Museums as the lines are extremely long. Personally, I would budget about 3 hours for this experience. Grab lunch and then head to St. Peter's Basilica in the afternoon. This is truly one of the most mind-blowing pieces of architecture and artwork that I have ever seen. Even if you aren't religious, it is totally worth a stop. Don't forget to climb to the dome for one of the best views in Rome. After the Vatican, head a 20-minute walk away to see Castel Sant'Angelo, which was originally built as a mausoleum for Emperor Hadrian. This fortress offers incredible views over the Tiber River and the Vatican to say goodbye to your amazing 3 days in Rome. On day 4, you are going to hop on a high-speed train from Rome to Florence. The ride takes about 1.5 hours and you'll arrive in the heart of Tuscany for the next 3 days. Now, Florence is smaller and easier to navigate than Rome, but it's packed with many incredible sights. On your first day in Florence, I highly recommend starting with the Duomo, and yes, you will need tickets to enter. This beautiful church is the centerpiece of Florence and shouldn't be missed. Don't forget to check out the Baptistry of St. John, which is the round building right outside the Duomo. Next, head just a 5-minute walk away to the beautiful Palazzo Vecchio, which is Florence's town hall overlooking a beautiful square. Don't forget to rub the nose of Fontana del Porcellino for good luck. It's just a 1-minute walk away from the piazza. End the evening in Florence with a walk across the iconic Ponte Vecchio, which is the only bridge in the city that was spared from destruction in World War II. Day 5 in Italy is all about exploring the Tuscan countryside. Now, Florence makes a great home base for some easy day trips to see more of what this region has to offer. You can either take a guided tour with included transportation, take the train to explore the surrounding countryside, or rent a car and explore at your own pace. A great option to consider for a day trip is San Gimignano, which is a small, walled, medieval hill town that is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You can get here via public transport, but I think that taking a tour is a bit easier if you want to explore this unique place. Next, I absolutely love the town of Siena, and it's an easy day trip with buses and trains leaving roughly every hour from Florence. Finally, consider taking a wine tour of Tuscany. This is a fabulous way to see the countryside and enjoy some of the best wines that the region has to offer. There are so many great day trips from Florence that you really can't go wrong. For your final day in Florence, explore more of the city's cultural treasures. Ideas include the Uffizi Gallery or Accademia Gallery, or you can simply wander the beautiful streets of the city. Make sure to stop by the impressive Basilica of Santa Croce while exploring. You won't regret it. I like doing something relaxing on my last day in Florence, so I recommend visiting the stunning Boboli Gardens. These gardens were originally designed for the Medici and have served as inspiration for Italian gardens all throughout Europe. End the day at Piazzale Michelangelo, where you will find the best sunset views in Florence. It is the perfect way to wrap up your time in this magical city and offers the most incredible panoramic views. On day 7, get ready for coastal charm and the cutest villages ever as we head to Cinque Terre. Now, Cinque Terre means 5 villages, all of which you will be exploring over the coming days. Take an early morning train from Florence to La Spezia, which takes about 2.5 hours, and then switch to a local train in order to connect into the 5 villages. Now, I highly recommend purchasing the Cinque Terre card in order to save money. For your first day in Cinque Terre, I highly recommend getting a lay of the land. I do not suggest visiting all 5 villages in one day. I would start by taking the train to Rio Maggiore, the first village. Visit the small harbor and enjoy views of the colorful houses cascading down the cliffside. Then, I would head the 5-minute train ride to Manarola, one of the most iconic villages you have probably seen in tons of photos. There are lots of viewpoints here, and it's just a great little village to wander around. End the day by heading to Vernazza, which is my personal favorite of the 5 villages. It has such a charming harbor and cute narrow streets. This is the perfect introduction to the area without making you too tired from your Florence travel day. On your second day in Cinque Terre, explore the other 2 villages. Cornelia is not directly on the water, so you need to climb 382 steps, so come prepared if you want to visit this village. Next, head to Monterosso al Mare, the largest of the 5 villages. It's also home to the nicest beach in Cinque Terre, so if you're looking to relax, this is the place. Now, if you love getting active, you can also hike between the villages as well. The whole hike takes a minimum of 5 hours, so I recommend just choosing one portion and exploring. You will see spectacular views of the coastline, terraced vineyards, and turquoise waters. 2 days is the perfect amount of time for a quick introduction into the best that Cinque Terre has to offer. For the last 2 days of your Italy itinerary, we are heading to Venice. Venice is about 4.5 to 5 hours away from Cinque Terre by train, so book an early morning train to maximize your time in Venice. Now, this is an easy journey, and Venice is worth the longer travel time to cap off an incredible trip. For your first day in Venice, you will be arriving in the afternoon. Now, when you step off the train, you are immediately greeted by the Grand Canal. Venice truly feels like stepping into another world, and I really can't believe that this is a place that actually exists. Spend your first afternoon wandering through Venice. This is a great city to just get lost in, and its winding alleys are full of hidden gems, from tiny cafes to quiet canals. Start at Rialto Bridge, one of the most iconic sites in Venice, spanning the Grand Canal. Then walk 10 minutes away to St. Mark's Square, which feels like the true heart of Venice. While you're here, visit St. Mark's Basilica and the Doge's Palace. Just a 1-minute walk away, you will also find the famous Bridge of Sighs, which is impressive and worth a visit. End a full day of train travel and exploring with dinner along one of the many canals in Venice. For your final day in Italy, take a day trip to the nearby Venetian islands of Murano and Burano. The quickest way to get to either of these islands is by taking the public water bus or Vaporetto. Murano is closer to Venice, and it's around a 20-minute boat ride to get here. It is famous for its glassmaking, and you can even watch the artisans at work. Now, Burano is a bit further away and takes around 45 minutes to get here by boat, but it is totally worth it. The brightly colored houses are truly a photographer's dream, and it feels like you've stepped into a painting. Now, if you only have time to visit just one, I suggest making the longer trip to see Burano because it is extremely unique. When you're back in Venice, end your final evening in the city with a gondola ride. Yes, it is pricey, but I personally thought it was worth it for a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Get a good night's sleep and fly out of Venice's Marco Polo Airport. Flying into Rome and out of Venice allows you to fully maximize your time and explore all that Italy has to offer. And there you have it, 10 unforgettable days in Italy, perfectly planned for first-time travelers. From the ancient wonders of Rome to the artistic treasures of Florence, the stunning cliffs of Cinque Terre, and the romance of Venice, this itinerary truly has it all. I hope that this video has inspired you to book that ticket and start your Italian adventure. If you have any questions at all or tips of your own, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time.